Hello there, welcome everybody. So if you're looking for a meditation that is going to get you into being a joy magnet, you are in the right place. Welcome, I am Rosanna, I am the founder of RozyGlow, and I channel the frequency of divine grace. And what we're going to be doing today with this new moon co-creation meditation, which is a new moon in Gemini, is transmuting tragedy stories into happy endings. So if you're liking the sound of that, then please hit the subscribe and notifications bells, and then you'll know whenever I'm doing wonderful ththings here. And if you like the idea of it, please hit the like button as well. Anyone who's joining me, please do say hello. Let me know who you are. I'm kind of distinctly without jewelry today, but I've got my crown on. And I wanted to share with you that I got given this today. It got sent through the post, which is an orb. Okay, so this is very significant to the work that we're going to be doing. This is an orb that is a unicorn orb, and I'll explain the significance of unicorns and why this is another magical tool that we can use to help awaken all of humanity. I was like meditating as to why it actually came to me, but I have a feeling that it's one to knock people on the back of the head when we need a quick awakening and we feel like someone is really not there yet. They've got their blinkers on. And you know, if you don't know quite what I do here with these meditations, then a co-creation meditation is a meditation that puts you in alignment with your higher self. It gets your superconscious to activate fully within your beingness. So instead of your ego or your subconscious, otherwise known as your ego, being in control, or your conscious mind trying to make everything happen, you allow the wisest bit of you to actually be in control. And this is what I do, is I teach people to live in alignment with their highest truth, to live as their highest selves, and to co-create the reality they want here on earth, so that they're living in a high vibration all of the time. Now, please don't think being in a high vibration means la 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 all the time. It means being able to transmute the shadow, to transmute the challenging things that occur in our lives, the tragedies that we perceive, into happy endings by seeing what good can come from everything. So in times of mass change, and we are living in mass change at the moment, being able to navigate through and to look for signs of change that are positive, to access hope, that's what this is all about. So that's what we're going to be doing. So anyone who is joining me, please let me know where you're at today, and if there are any specific tragedies you would like to transmute into joy. I'm going to do a little bit of chatting at the start. So we're going to start with a little cacao toast, which, if you don't know about ceremonial grade cacao, it is a multi-dimensional tool. Now, as a multi-dimensional success coach, I work with crystals, essential oils, yoga, working with co-creation meditations, and cacao and oracle healing cards to be able to transverse the fourth dimension. So if you're new to this, very simply, the third dimension is your conscious mind. It is everything that you can compute with your senses. It is what is tangible, what is physical, your physical reality. The fifth dimension is what we are busy co-creating. All the light warriors and the light workers on this planet, we're busy co-creating a new earth paradigm, one that is based on a free planet, a planet where we can thrive, a planet where we can live as divine humans, so we can co-create consciously the world that we actually want to. And this is what we come here as souls to do. And in order for us to access that power, we've got to move through the fourth dimension, and all the tools that we have, whether it's yoga, Reiki, whether it's praying, whether it's crystals, whether it's essential oils, whatever it is, these are all tools to help bring you out of this conditioned third dimensional focus, the matrix focus that so many people talk about, where you're programmed, you're an automatron, you're living from your programming that you've inherited from your ancestors. It moves you from there into being this powerful co-creator that you are, by having these transmutational tools to deal with the difficult stuff, the shadow stuff that comes up. And the biggest difference between 3D and 5D is in the third dimension, you ignore the darkness, you basically live in a black and white world where this is good and this is bad, and you try and shun away the bad and just focus on the good. But in the fifth dimension, you're really working with bringing the shadow to light all of the time by asking the question, what else is here? I want this, so what's showing up that is preventing me from having this? So if we want joy, we've got to get very, very clear on what's in the way of our joy. And it is the attachment we have to narratives, okay, to the stories, the pity stories in our lives, the tragedies we've lived through that we're stuck on. We're in some kind of post-traumatic stress, and we need to love up that stress. So that's what we're doing. So hey, Sarah, hey, Nicole. Let's start with a little cacao blessing, and then whilst we're drinking our cacao, I hope you're appreciating my crown. This is actually Ian's birthday crown, but being sovereign means recognizing your power as a sovereign being of love light, and that includes having your crown because it activates your connection to your soul truth, your soul consciousness. So your crown chakra is your crown. This is just a representation of that. Let's take a moment. So if you want to bring yourself into a space where we can bring attention to the cacao diva and the magic that she's actually going to provide us with, bring one hand to your heart center, bring another hand to your solar plexus if you're not drinking cacao. If you are, just keep one hand in the heart, and the unicorns are here in abundance. You can take a moment to close your eyes, just come into yourself. And whether you're drinking cacao or not, I promise you that the vibrations of this food for the shift comes through anyway. This is another multidimensional tool. It's going to support you to access your heart's truth and to separate the voices of fear from the voice of truth, which is what we are working with today, so we can become a joy magnet. We invite Mama Cacao in by drawing a big smile across our hearts and remembering we are deserving of the very things that we want for ourselves. So we invite the consciousness of this plant medicine to connect with us. We remind ourselves of the huge sphere that surrounds us. You can draw a circle in the air in front of you. You can inhale up, exhale down, and then do the same thing the other way. So you're creating an outer boundary, an outer wall that is a compassion sphere, a compassion wall for you to dwell within. Take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, draw the chin down, and then bring it back up again, and down, and up. Bring your head to the center. So we invite Mama Cacao into our practice to remind us where we are prisoners in our own minds, to show us where we have blinkers on that prevent us from accessing the joy that we truly want. And we invite her to support us to turn all of the tragedy stories that we have operating in our subconscious as personal experiences and also in the collective subconscious, because this is a world service, this meditation. We love it all up. We bring those tragedy stories into happy endings. We rewrite the script. And so we invite all that is necessary, our guides, our teachers, the ascended masters that work through us, our star families and soul families, to communicate with us, to give us the impulses we need to have the breakthroughs that divine grace offers us through the power of revelation. And we intend that all beings on this planet are free and happy, free from suffering, and able to respect their own power and use it wisely. In order to activate this intention and quieten all the voices of fear and get into alignment with full truth, full disclosure, we send the sound Ma into the earth to connect us to the crystalline grid and all other light workers and light warriors here on this planet. We send the sound Om into the universe to connect us to our star and soul family and to source. And we send the sound out from our hearts to each other to connect the divine human heart grid and awaken our divine human hearts. So taking a deep breath in. When you're ready, just drop your chin down. Honor the wisdom that is within you that we are awakening. And then gently smile, bring yourself back. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I just want to check, can you hear me properly? I'm hoping that the sound is working well, so if it's all good, just let me know. Welcome to those who are joining. So if you're new to this, we do a little bit of chat to start with. I'll probably talk for another 5-10 minutes, then we'll go into meditation. I just want to explain to you all of the frequencies that are connected to what we're doing today, because we started a series last Friday called Imagine a World Where, right? So this is all about us co-creating this new earth. Good, thank you, Nicole. And since then, a lot of amazing things have happened. One of the things that has been concerning people a lot in this world has been this impending rollout of technology. I'll talk about 5D, but you know that the end letter is actually something else. It starts, well, it's the first letter of good. You get what I mean? And I'm being a bit cryptic because I value my channel and I am willing to speak up, but I think it's very important that we recognize that there has been a lot of censorship going on. And this has been something that many people have been feeling very threatened by and actually restricted by. And this has seemed like a tragedy in itself that we're going to sort out. The other thing has been this concern around enforced public health protocols, including, you know what, those injections that they like to give people, and this idea that we can't all be free and roam around freely unless we all have something that we may or may not want. Now, since I last connected with you, a lot of magical things have happened. In the UK government is being taken to court on the basis that they had ignored the concerns that have been raised for this technology and the impending effect on health. Now, I know that also in the US, there was a state yesterday that declared that it was not going to be continuing with the rollout until further research, because the telecommunication industries have been admitting the fact that there has not been any safety testing done with regard to this new technology, and it needs to be done. So there is a victory going on for us in humanity as we step forward and we say, not in my name. And this is about boundaries, okay? If you relate this to the Gemini frequency is full of different chatters. It's not just two voices in the head. It's not just about, you know, the light and the dark and the twins, as the Gemini is known, but this is actually about the fact that there are many, many voices out there at the moment saying completely opposite things, and then lots of shades of grey in between. And most of us are very confused as to what to believe. And I know what it's like when I listen to something that's an alternate narrative, and then I go and I listen to the mainstream narrative about that very thing. Both sides sound very compelling, and it's very confusing. So how do you work out the truth? The truth is in our hearts, okay? And one thing that's happened over the last few months is we've all been confined. Now, there's nothing like a bit of confinement to make you realize what you truly value. And this is so important because we're now learning what we truly value and what really matters to us. And it's how we basically remember our power again, is when we feel powerless. So this whole point and this whole sphere is related because we are so much more powerful than we realize. But if you've ever been in an abusive relationship and someone tells you all the time that you're not powerful, that actually you should be frightened, that actually you don't know what you're doing and you need someone else to guide you, you end up believing it. And we've been living in this type of narrative for a very, very long time. Now, let's make it clear. None of us here want to do anything silly. We all want to live in a world that is vibrantly healthy, where we're thriving as citizens of this planet, where instead of struggling to survive, we are learning to thrive. And this is my intention. And this is why these co-creation meditations are so important when you take part in them, because you are shifting from that struggle paradigm into the thrive paradigm. And this is very much in line with the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton and Joe Dispenza. What you're doing is you're activating your superconscious so you can then harmonize how you create in the world. And you actually start to create from a feeling state rather than from this conscious will that may be determined by your ego and the need to control things in order to feel safe. And this is why we're going to be loving up narratives today. So I want to thank my phenomenal teacher, Susanna, for having co-created a wonderful meditation with our tribe, which was about being able to love up the narratives that we are attached to. So whether you think your narrative is really good and positive and everyone should align with it, if you've got an emotional attachment to it, you're going to be reactionary. So we want to clear that reactionary capacity within us so that we can really get in touch with our hearts. But it's very important to address anger, okay? Because there's a term called righteous anger. So when we feel vindicated in being angry, and my God, there are things on this planet that all of us have a right to feel angry about, because boundaries are not being respected. Boundaries respecting our freedom, our autonomy, boundaries respecting informed consent, boundaries respecting the fact that we're not just automatrons, that we have feelings, that if you suppress feelings and emotions, that ends up leading to emotional and psychological sickness. Like, this has been going on for so long that yes, it is a natural response to be angry, but that anger has to be channeled constructively. It has to become passionate compassion. And we're going to work with this flame today, because if you're coming from a place of woundedness, you are only going to create more woundedness. So creating wholeness is very, very important. And this is what we are going to be doing. Okay. So a little bit about unicorns and about these spheres, because so far we've worked with the sword of compassion. We've worked with, what else did I have? The sphere of compassion, which we work with all the time. You could say this is a sphere of compassion. And also we had the Spear of Destiny come about a couple of weeks ago. Now, to learn about unicorns, what this unicorn orb is basically an orb can be identified as a UFO. So this is a relation to our star family, okay, and how our unicorns, which are mystical and mythical creatures that are said to have existed upon this earth, they certainly exist in the 6th dimensional frequencies. They help us believe in magic, and trust is a code word for magic, okay. So this orb is like allowing us to start to see before things become evident in our physical reality. So we had to step into a space of gratitude before we started to see evidence of the fact that the concerns that the human race has for the way that the world is going are being taken seriously and they're being addressed. And we really want to energize those beings who are stepping forward, and they are saying in their own way, not in my name, I am holding myself accountable and I'm holding you accountable, which is so important that we support these beings to do what they're doing because they're brave. So the unicorns help us to do it, and the unicorn is a symbol of the faithfulness and magic that resides in the purity of nature, okay? Now, the purity of nature is what is being threatened at the moment through all of the environmental toxins, GM crops, everything that we've got in the world today, pollution. This is actually affecting the purity of nature, and this is why the unicorns are so important. The unicorn is sometimes illustrated with cloven foot. Shy but strong, the unicorn asks us to be true of heart in all actions. With truth and untamable power, we are free to make our own choices. So this is what we're doing. When you access that heart truth, that is when things really shift, okay? So you can drink your cacao. And also, if you're interested in the crystal that is most going to connect you to joy, it is the citrine. I've been feeling very much the yellow flame coming through, gold and the yellow flame coming through. Now, the yellow flame is about divine wisdom. So we're pulling divine wisdom in to access our heart's truth. And also, in terms of essential oils, I find both lemongrass and grapefruit are amazing, and so is clary sage for truth. And I don't like clary sage very much, but frankincense and clary sage are both great for getting you aligned with truth. So if you want to use more tools, and we will do a little cleansing of our magical tools in a moment. You can bring your cards forward, you can bring your crystals forward, whatever you want to bless through this meditation so you can imbue it with the frequencies of joy. This is what we're going to do. And we're going to activate ourselves as beings of synthesis and fusion. Okay, now what this is about is being able to separate the wheat from the chaff and get into that pure truth. So this is what we're going to be doing in a moment. Seeing what else is coming through as key stuff that we want to be working through. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Anything you specifically want to work with, let me know. But what I want to affirm is that when we know something is true, it feels really true in our hearts. You can know something is true, but your mind will always doubt. Your mind will always erode. Now, doubt is what erodes our trust, okay? And this is where the fear programming that is in the collective is just keeping people in a state of doubt and fear. So if each of us who watches this meditation can get fully aligned with our truth and get a sense of what it feels like to be fully aligned with truth, then we know we can't be taken from pillar to post, and we hold that vibration, we send it through the crystalline grid and the divine human heart grid, and that way this is the vibration that mitigates all of that negativity that's in the collective. And we're going to create a wall of truth. Now, this is where your boundary, when it's strong, when it's solid, because you have the courage of your convictions, you've cleared up your emotional reactions so you can stay in your truth with centeredness, with compassion. Then nothing can push you down, right? That wall doesn't come down. So that means that what's coming towards you that wants to resist what you are putting forward has to retract. And it's like creating a tsunami of truth. And this is what we're going to be doing. So I'm excited about it. And I want us to get going, to be honest. So I'm just going to take us into the meditation. I do want to say thank you. I have no idea who Anne is, but this actually came through the post today, or you're not going to be able to see. But yeah, basically this unicorn orb came from a lovely person called Anne. It's obviously just what I need, although it seems to have disappeared. It rolled away somewhere. Where's my orb gone? You have it and then it goes. Well, there it is. It actually feels incredibly magical, you know, and I'm very excited to meditate with it. So I'm going to meditate with it today. Let's Take a moment to cleanse our tools, and let's welcome the idea that our sovereign truth is being claimed and the excitement of what is coming. So rub your hands together, have a little shake, and then bring your hands to your heart. We're going to activate our superconscious. So just take a moment to connect and feel your heart and your palms connected. Take a moment to recognize that your mind can become the witness now, and invite your mind to become the witness. Take a deep breath in and drop into your heart space. Remembering you have a beautiful sphere of compassion around you, which is an alchemical container, which is a multidimensional container that transmutes lower frequency energy into higher frequency vibration. Allow the frequency of divine infinite love just to flow through you. And this is a pure, clear flame that moves through our sun and through our spheres and just brings a cleansing love light all the way down through our body to wash away whatever tragedy imprints are weighing heavy right now. So just allow yourself to become lighter and brighter in anticipation of what's coming. Feel all of that. I'm feeling like the word sin is coming through, so just feel this idea of sins being washed away, because we're going to work through corruption today. We're going to work through the part of us that likes to attack, to be vindicated. Just let all of that wash away, so you can reveal our divine heart. And please repeat after me. I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am that I am. I am the source of my creation. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multi-dimensional being of love and light. I am sovereign. I am creator. I am free. I am aligning with Earth's Ascension Timeline. I am surrendering my ego programming to my divine will, to my soul's truth. I am embodying my higher self from my divine design timeline. I am commanding an axiotonal alignment, an all-dimensional alignment with my divine design timeline. I am co-creating my personal paradigm with grace and with ease, always in alignment with the win-win-win in everything, and the highest good of all. I am divine infinite love. I am divine wisdom. I am divine power. I am divine intent. I am divine joy. I am a joy magnet. I am divine delight. I am invisible, invulnerable, impenetrable, untrackable, and untraceable to anyone of malevolent intent. I am that. I am. Just let these words, these truths settle within your being. You can release your hand. So to stay in this state and recognizing that in order to become a joy magnet, we must release from our being our attachment to anything that is a lower vibration than joy. And so you can place your hands over your magical tools, over your crystals. They can just hover above, and you can repeat after me or just listen. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. I am cleansing these crystals and magical tools to renew their power, so they may bring peace and harmony and benefit all of humankind. I command that all lower frequency energies be taken to where they can be transmuted into pure love light, that only the purest vibrations of love and light exist within these crystals and magical tools for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it shall be. Beautiful. There's loads of energy coming through. Okay, folks, just for a moment, I would like you to invite the golden flame of the Divine Masculine to come through. It's coming through as like glitter, as shimmering love light, golden filaments. So to claim it, just say, I am the Divine Masculine Flame. I am the Divine Masculine Flame. I am the Divine Masculine Flame of gold love light. Just allow that flame to come through you. Allow it to wash all the way down and through. Allow it to move through your cells, molecules, atoms, all of the quantum field that you are in your photon stream. Just let that gold shine through. And move it down through into your earth chakra. So this is like a spinning vortex of energy just below the surface of the earth. Activate, activate, activate my earth chakra. Purify, purify, purify my earth chakra. And just feel that this golden light is pouring down through your body into the sphere, spinning the sphere underneath your body until it's spinning so fast that that love light, the golden love light, just spreads across the planet. And this is very, very important for us because we have generally quite a negative association with the masculine, the patriarchy, the systems of control and external authority. We've already brought down infinite love light, which is basically the pure clear flame that purifies, and now we're bringing the golden flame down to soothe us, to bring us into a compassionate state. And I'm inviting down now the platinum flame of the divine feminine. Again, as a sprinkling of silver, platinum love light. You can imagine that the crescent new moon, which will be born later today, is just above the sun, and it's bringing all of these frequencies through from the cosmos down through our sun. And it's showering us. It's like a golden and platinum shower of love light that's feeding our whole body, feeding our energy field. Moving through our earth chakras and around the crystalline grid. So you can imagine the whole of the planet as an orb of magic, and send that love light down into the center of the earth. So as it spreads around the planet, as the whole of the crystalline grid is fired up, which looks like the flower of life in its architecture, and let this pool into the center of Mother Earth. Let her receive both the golden flame and the platinum flame. You can just claim the platinum flame by saying, I am the platinum flame, I am the platinum flame, I am the platinum flame of the divine feminine. So acknowledging this is a purifying flame, acknowledging that the masculine flame, the divine masculine flame, powerful, soothing energy to help us restore faith in the masculine, And the platinum flame is to help us restore faith in the feminine. Because we have been betrayed and we have been rejected and abandoned by both. One way or another, the stories, the tragedies we play out on this planet are not the divine feminine and the divine masculine. They're the wounded aspects, the shadow playing itself out again and again. Let that all be washed away. And feel the energy rising back up from the center of the earth all the way up through your body. So activating your earth chakra, root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, crown, soul chakra, stellar gateway, going all the way up through our galactic core and through our cosmic core, all the way up to source and back out again. So you've got a beautiful toroidal flow of energy moving through you and around. And there are different flows. There's a flow going down and around, another flow going up and around. Some of you may see this. Creates like a donut of energy all around you within your sphere. So now look at your sphere. And if you look at the walls of the sphere all around you, this is your reality bubble, okay? This is your space where you get to create your virtual reality. The walls of the sphere are made of trillions of little spheres, all spinning on their own axis. Spheres within spheres within spheres. And they all spin to the frequency of pure, unconditional love and compassion. Now allow yourself to become aware of the spheres that surround you. So there'll be certain spheres within the wall around you that are black or dark. They don't look good, they're dense, they're not spinning lovingly. And we're asking to reveal now the tragedy spheres, the spheres that need to be acknowledged, need to be released and loved up. So create a replica sphere in front of your face. Like create for yourself a sphere about the size of this football that's spinning super fast with a frequency of compassion. And we're going to invite now that sphere to magnetize to it all of the stories within your big sphere, your reality bubble, that relate to victim consciousness, to tragedies that keep being played out in your life again and again, or even to specific events that have deeply wounded you in the past, and events in the collective that bring you tremendous sadness and grief. So like I can see one up there for me. I'm just seeing it in the sphere, putting it in the sphere. Just notice how many there are for you and see the sphere in front of you spinning and drawing all of these spheres that are not aligned with compassion into the sphere of compassion in front of you. And with this are all the narratives that you are attached to, that each of us are attached to, that we beat our drum about, that we're so vexed and emotionally charged around. So don't even get me started, line. We get frustrated with the apparent ignorance of others. So I'd like you to place all of the ignorance within you that you're not aware of into the sphere. And place the tragedy stories in your big sphere around you into the sphere in front of you. So just let them go in. Command they go in. Feel that the sphere in front of you is spinning, and it's like a magnet drawing out from you your attachment to these old tragedy narratives, so clearing from the cellular, molecular, atomic, and subatomic numbers, and the waves and particles of our quantum field and photon string, and our physical, etheric, emotional, mental, and astral body, and our divine blueprint, and celestial and causal body. We're letting go of this in every aspect of our being. And now also releasing all of the conflicting voices. So all of the different narratives you've heard, all of the videos you've watched, all of the news articles you've read, all of the headlines, that news headlines you've heard that have stressed you out or brought fear to you, just put everything into the sphere. All of the people you hate, okay, all of the beings that represent what you feel is wrong with this world, put it into the sphere. So whether for you that might be, certain public health officials, certain multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires that think they've got the answer to the planet's issues, whether it's presidents and prime ministers acting like buffoons, in your opinion, whether it's school teachers that upset you, that told you you'd never amount to much, whether it's negative voices that you've heard from your mum or dad, things that have hurt from ex-partners or friendships that went sour, colleagues that have upset you. Just put it all in the sphere. Feel how the sphere expands to contain it all. See how, as you drop the tragedy stories, the spheres start to change colour because you're drawing the density into the sphere. So all of the spheres around in my sphere at the moment are spinning gold, but just see for you what's happening. Giving yourself permission to release your emotional attachment to positive and negative narratives, to the mainstream and the alternate narrative. Give yourself permission to release your attachment to heartbreak, to heartache, pain, feeling powerless and like a victim, to illness, disease, the fear of viruses and their power over you. Allow all of the mind chatter, the mindless mind chatter, to be released into the sphere. And you'll know you've released everything because all that will be coming out of you is like pure, clear love light. So the infinite love light flame is like a clear quartz crystal or a fox's glacier, and you see through it. And that's what will start to come through once you've drawn all of the dregs of all of the stories of distress, despair, unhappiness, putting all of those in the sphere. Just allowing that full release. That means once you've cleared, all that's coming out from your heart into the sphere in front of you is a laser beam of infinite love light. Infinite love. And it holds steady. So what it does is it spins the density in that sphere in front of you. All of those particles spin faster and faster and faster until they're broken apart. And what happens is the density starts to become lighter, so you see the colour shift. My sphere in front of me was really, really densely packed. It looked like solid black sphere to me, but now it's just clearer. So keep focusing that beam of infinite love into the sphere and see all of those particles separating, starting to spin faster and faster until you end up with a sphere that is full of clear, liquid love light. And as you allow that sphere to become fully transparent, you're releasing from within you the need to hide. So we're letting go of everything that is corrupt within us, all of the corrupt files, all of the hidden files, the hidden truth. There's no need to hide. If we don't hide anything inside of us, then nothing will be hidden around us. If we don't suppress what is uncomfortable to face, we won't see what is uncomfortable to be seen suppressed around us. So release your attachment to holding secrets within you. Release your attachment to not being fully seen, fully visible, transparent, accountable. That's it. Release the pain that till now have said it's not safe for you to be in your truth. Don't dare speak your truth in case you end up in more pain. Release the grief and the sadness from your lungs. Release the rigidness in your mind. Take the blinkers off. Take the layers of illusion away. And the cloaks of deception. See one cloak after another going into that sphere, being loved up into it. Beautiful work. Okay, we're going to now bring down the yellow flame of divine wisdom. I am the yellow flame of divine wisdom. I am the yellow flame of divine wisdom. I am the yellow flame of divine wisdom. Take that through your body into the center of the earth and all around. And take it back up through your body and from your heart into the sphere in front of you. So we precede joy with wisdom. Divine wisdom says everything is revealed in its time. Everything we go through is necessary to get us to a point of empowerment, of enlightenment. To see the sphere fill up with this lovely yellow flame. Now we bring in the frequency of divine joy, the citrine flame. So I am divine joy, I am divine joy, I am divine joy. Bring that citrine down through your being. Down into your earth chakra and down into the center of Mother Earth, around the planet. Take it back up through you and radiate it down your arms and out through your heart into the sphere. Maybe feeling quite a lot of physical sensations occurring because you're moving energy around. So let the joy in. Allow your third eye to be blessed with joy, to be purified with joy and wisdom. Feel the neck and shoulders, let go of the world that is being held upon them. Just drop it, let it go. You have one small part to play. It is essential you play that part. It's also essential you play it with joy. To feel the joy coming through. And with it is that sense of self-mastery. So those tragedy stories we've let go of that make way for happy endings. What are the happy endings you want to see in your life and the world around you? Take a moment to visualize it as you're purifying with this divine joy, the sphere in front of you. You are basically creating your joy magnet. So if you can visualize, then start to see in that sphere the things you want to see actualized, the things you want to see happening in your life and in your personal world, your personal life. So bringing the love in that you desire, feeling totally met, totally fulfilled in your relationship. Feeling like the person next to you is just such an amazing match for you, such a compliment. And looking at yourself and seeing yourself super healthy, vibrantly healthy, free of any attachment to substances, habits, patterns that you'd rather you weren't connecting to, you'd rather you weren't actualizing. So addictions, coping mechanisms, seeing yourself vibrantly healthy just as you want to be, looking great. Imagine you're looking in a mirror and seeing yourself just as you want to be. The whole body healthy, the energy body glowing, super toned, svelte, radiant. See it all. Engineer it. And then feeling the harmony of relationships all around, being at peace with all those you're close to. And being in a state of acceptance of differences, forgiveness of past issues. Just being in a state of grace. and looking at the world around and seeing that the newspaper headlines are happy headlines, are headlines that are revealing truth, they're in resonance. Knowing that whatever mainstream information is pumped out through our collective channels is truth, because we can feel it's truth. There's no deception, there's no delusion, there's no conflict of interest, attempts to manipulate or control. There's just truth all around. Seeing those that have been peddling compelling narratives of distorted truth being held accountable, being shown where they're out of alignment, where they can't actually see it themselves, because most beings really do feel that they're doing the right thing. The way they see things is justified. So where there is misalignment, that misalignment is revealed. There is a transparency, there is an owning of this misalignment. And finally we can feel that there is a match between our inner world and outer world, that the world is safe to grow life on, that we can trust those that we seek out for advice, that there's no cartel running the show, forcing our hand, making us feel powerless, that there really is only one way and we must deny our instincts. We must deny our truth. So seeing that there really is no more distortion. And getting ready to step into that sphere, because we are co-creating this reality now. So for us to be able to truly resonate with a core line of truth, everything that is not truth must be completely brought into alignment with truth. So when we get ready to step into this sphere, we're going to absorb the frequency of joy, the frequency of divine wisdom, so that our solar plexus becomes a magnet for joy, as we have dispelled the resistance to it. But also we shall become beacons of truth. And our sphere is a wall of truth. Nothing but truth can permeate. So just say your name to yourself. I am Rosanna Kalliabetsos. Say your name to yourself and feel your physiological response. Tell yourself something you know is true. I am deeply in love with my beloved. Okay, so that feels the same as me saying, my name is Rosanna Kalliabetsos. So now tell yourself a mystery. Tell yourself something you know isn't true. I'm Chinese. Definitely don't have that response. Feel a questioning in my head. Am I? Is that true? How could it be true? So your body knows the difference between truth and a lie. So you want to activate that as a knowing within you, that you are not going to betray yourself, reject yourself, or abandon yourself again to keep other people happy. This is very, very important before you cross the bridge into this joy magnet frequency. Okay, so the rainbow bridge is here from our own hearts into that beautiful joy-filled sphere in front of you. And just before you step on the rainbow bridge, just keep looking at that sphere. It's so compelling. It's a portal. And everything you want is in there. Abundant wealth, vibrant health, radiant love and joy. A sense of order and purpose, fulfillment and satisfaction. Freedom from suffering. An exploration of what it means to truly thrive. This is waiting for you. You may see your higher self in there, just beckoning you to come in. So step onto the rainbow bridge. You've got to trust it's there. It will reveal itself. As you step onto the bridge, the sphere that's in front of you expands to become a huge sphere of golden yellow love light. And it's informing the walls of your sphere of compassion all around you. It's also just drawing into you, into all of the places where there have been distorted truths and tragedies. And let this all pool into your solar plexus. Okay, I want you to really feel that you are energizing this joy magnet within you. You are radiating a frequency that attracts joy, attracts happy endings. So what are the happy endings you want to see in the world? And I don't want you to be attached to specific outcomes. I want you to be aware of the feeling state, of feeling liberated, feeling safe, feeling that there is a true alignment with truth in the world around us. So rather than pinning your happiness on a certain person coming back into your life, or a certain person being put in prison, or some specific, outcome in that way, I want you just to get into the feeling of relief. That justice has been served, that the imbalance on this planet has been addressed, and that we see around us what is within us, transparency and truth. That there is no more corruption, because we know how to handle misalignment within ourselves. Let yourself feel the result of whatever you think specific outcomes will bring. So we want to be able to trust our education system, our healthcare system, our political system. We want to be able to accept variations in spirituality, that there is one truth. We want to have a positive relationship with abundance, prosperity. See the financial system become one that isn't based on debt, but is based on gratitude. We want to see the media feed positive narrative, feed truth. Feel how your body aligns with it. Feel how your central column becomes a pillar of yellow, golden love light. And just claim for a moment, I am a multidimensional being of synthesis and fusion. I am a multidimensional being of synthesis and fusion. I am a multi-dimensional being of synthesis and fusion. I am that I am, I am that I am, I am that I am. And I am commanding an axiotonal alignment with truth, with joy, with sovereignty. I am standing and being counted. And just imagine now that you can see all around the world these golden acupuncture needles feeding the collective truth, going through the crystalline grid, going through the underground channels to affect everybody. Because anyone that you feel is particularly in the dark, then you can just imagine you've got a unicorn orb, and you can gently throw your unicorn orb, which is just going to knock them on the head and wake them up, give them that insight that till now they haven't been able to have because of the blinkers they've got on. We all know people like that. But just for a moment, out of love, being willing to have this done to you too, just imagine throwing a truth orb to those that you really, really want to. And enjoy it. It's like, oh, wake up. Oh my goodness, what's that? I've never seen that before. I've never thought that before. What's that all about? And for everybody to feel safe in truth. Because for many people, it's difficult to fathom what is beyond this collective conditioning. It's too scary to believe it's not true. We cling on to it. We Cling on to the story. We're just transmuting all of that right now. All there is yellow, golden, love light all around. See your sphere, all of the trillions of little spheres, all around you in your sphere, vibrating now to divine joy, divine compassion, divine delight, divine truth, and sovereignty. Beautiful work. Okay, so I am commanding an axiotonal alignment on behalf of the collective. I'm seeing this whole planet bathed in yellow and golden love light. I'm seeing her center be a joy magnet. So may Gaia also be a magnet for joy, radiating the frequency of joy out into the world and bringing it back. Have that sense of it all worked out well in the end. And everybody lived happily ever after. Those who are in deep fear have been given the tools to move out of fear. Whether they're placebo or not, it doesn't matter. And those of us who've been holding truth for a long time and being subjugated or persecuted or condemned for stepping forward and being able to claim, that's not right, that doesn't sit right, I know it's not right, and I'm calling it. You see everybody that has had the courage to do this, being bathed in blessing, bathed, so much support from the angelic, the archangelic, the mineral kingdom, the fairies, the unicorns, the star families, soul families, ascended masters, just so much love and praise. The Assanges, the whistleblowers, those who've gone to prison, those who've been killed, those who are being gagged, those who are, on whatever level, being suppressed. And they stand forward and have all of our support. And seeing your sphere now as a wall of truth, that nothing but truth can penetrate. And if it's uncomfortable for people to be around, they retract. They don't want to get aligned with truth, they step back. They can't step forward. But in their stepping back, this reversal occurs, this tsunami occurs that bathes them in truth and gives them access to all of the resources they need to piece truth together. So they can feel relieved too. That they've deprogrammed, and that through that deprogramming they've connected to the essence of their soul truth. Beautiful. So feed these golden roots around the planet. Take the energy of joy up through your body, out through your heart in all dimensions of space and all time. You are now a joy magnet. So we say 3 times, I am a joy magnet, I am a joy magnet, I am a joy magnet. And I am commanding this process continues into a completion. Anchor, anchor, anchor. Recalibrate, align. Balance and harmonize. The graceful and gentle. Integration and full expression. In all dimensions and all space and time. And so it is and so it shall be. Now focus on your third eye and see your third eye being unplugged. Just that beam of joy coming out like a laser beam of truth and joy. So now there is only, you know truth and you know when you're not in truth. You know truth and you know when something isn't true. You honor your truth. You stop buying into the stories of distorted illusion. And when you're ready, very, very gently, start to breathe yourself back. Well done. No worries, Jid. Good to see you. Welcome. So coming back, deepen your breath, deepen your breath, deepen your breath. Come back. Good to see you, Sue. So as you come back, just remember that this all takes time to integrate, okay? And we've got this new moon energy is for 2 weeks until we get the next full moon. Welcome, Sinead. Good to see you. I'd love to know your feedback, everybody. If anyone saw anything, they want to share anything that came through, I'm buzzing with this frequency. So just remember to anchor it through the soles of your feet. And remember that if you want to do more stuff with me, I'm doing all my yoga online now. So you can join me on Thursdays and on Mondays for multidimensional yoga. These are at 6 p.m. for my gentle class, UK time, BST. And 7:30 or 7:45 for my dynamic nurture flow class. These are multidimensional yoga classes. If you don't know what that means, come and try it out. And you get 2 for 1 whilst we're online as well. So if you pay monthly, you get both classes for 1. And also, you know, if you want to go deeper and you want to learn how to be a conscious co-creator of your reality in all areas of your life. So this gives you a taste, but you want to be able to live it out in all ways. Then book a breakthrough call with me, or head over to my website, RozyGlow.com. When you sign up to the Star Salutation Prosperity Practice, you get the next free gift from me, which will allow you to awaken your light body and to get really clear on clearing the blocks to prosperity, to love, to vibrant health. That's what the Star Salutation Practice will gift you. And also, you can just register your interest for my one-to-one group coaching or my group coaching. This is how you have your biggest breakthroughs, and it's all through visiting my website. So if you enjoyed this, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button and the notifications button and subscribe with others, because this is about us showing up and being counted. The more people that do this kind of work, like we're having phenomenal results just with a few of us. Just imagine if we're a huge collective, what is possible. And we do connect with others in this way that are of like mind, okay? So I'm gonna just remind, so awesome, such beautiful colors, spheres, energy, really buzzing. Thank you. You're really, really welcome. You're really, really welcome. Okay, just so that this doesn't go on too long and people will end up watching it, I'm going to end it now, and I wish you a beautiful day. I wish you all that you desire for yourself, and I look forward to connecting with you in next full moon meditation. But remember, next Friday will be another Imagine the World Where meditation, where we'll be looking at what we actually specifically want to energize. And in the text box below, I'm going to put a link in for Action Against 5G in the UK. This is the campaign that's going on, where the government is being basically held accountable. There's so much information in there that's all being cross-referenced. That's why there's 3 very powerful barristers that are basically holding the government accountable on behalf of their client. So if you've wondered what's real and what's not real, what's a sort of conspiracy versus what's truth, if you go into the website and you read through it, you will see everything that has been evidenced and researched, and that will give you some more confidence to trust that there is so much more to this than we're being told, and to stop listening to the mainstream headlines, because there's a spin. And until we stop putting corporations ahead of the planet and its inhabitants, we're going to keep hearing nonsense until we say, not in my name. And that's what you've all been programmed for now, is to be able to be completely aware of the BS that's around and not subscribe to it anymore. Call it out. I love you lots. Take care, beautiful ones. Bye.